Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. We are red hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. On our NBA Player of the Day, we've hit 4 in a row. We cashed again yesterday, man. Shout out the Brooklyn Nets. It was a little sweaty, man, but Cam Thomas, big bucket Cam Thomas with the late 3 and then free throws. Iced it for us in the end, man. We've hit 4 in a row. We've hit 6 of 7. So we just went a full week. We only missed one NBA Player of the Day. I mean, that's what we're looking to do here on the Jam Session, man. That's what we're looking to do here. Overall, we're kicking the crap out of the NBA as well. We finally have found our footing. We finally have found our groove. We know who these teams are. And today is in-season tournament day 1, man. We got 8 games, competitive games, New Jerseys, special floors, meaningful regular season games, man. I'm pumped up, turned up, and ready to help you guys and myself make some money today on a money-making Tuesday. Of course, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money-making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I have another top play for you over at the site. Absolutely love it. I'm absolutely loaded up on it. You can load up on it with me. You can scoop it up for $25 over at Pickdawgz Premium. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all I got to say to y'all. Let's do what we do. Let's make some money tonight. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We're in Boston, where the defending champs are laying 15.5 points on the Atlanta Hawks. Total 226.5. Short, sweet, simple. Y'all know what we're doing here, man. We're on the Celtics. We're laying the points. Unless we have a clear and concise reason to fade Boston, we're just not interested in doing so. And on the flip side of that, the Atlanta Hawks, man, they're the number 1 team on the do not bet list. They're 3-8 against the number this season. They were the worst ATS team in the NBA last year. Hey, they're really a half a point away from being 2-9 against the number this season. The Hawks are a fade at all costs. I'm going to continue to yell that from the mountaintops, man. I'm not overcomplicating this when it's Boston or pass. It's a big boy number, but Boston did take them behind the woodshed in the lone meeting they played thus far this season. 123-93 in Atlanta was the score in that game. The Hawks did keep games competitive a season ago, but they're on the do not bet list. We're not even interested in looking at on the other side. It's Boston or pass. Boston, if they come in here and play Celtic-style basketball, they should be up 15 by half. You feel me? And it's an in-season tournament game, so it is slightly meaningful. Boston did hoop in the in-season tournament to a certain extent last year. I think they come out and do the same here. I'm on the Celtics. I'm laying the points. Don't want to overcomplicate it. Fade the Hawks at all costs. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in Detroit, where the Pistons are 1.5-point home dogs with the Miami Heat rolling in total 215.5. Interesting game. Good game. First thing we got to talk about here are the injuries for the Heat. Jimmy Butler is out. He will not play in this game. For the Pistons, Asar Thompson is out. Isaiah Stewart's game time decision, and Jalen Duren is game time decision. Really keep an eye out on Jalen Duren. And if Duren don't play, then we need Stewart to play. They need a big, right? So really keep an eye out on the injury report for the Pistons. We've already seen these two teams play once this season. That game was on the 28th of October in Miami. The Heat won that game comfortably, an 8-point win. Final score was 106-98. The Heat coming to this game off a win. We just saw them beat the Minnesota Timberwolves out on the road 95-94. Prior to that, they had lost 3 straight games. They had lost to the Denver Nuggets 135-122, and they lost to the Phoenix Suns 115-112, and lost at home to Sacramento 111-110. The Pistons coming to this game off a loss. They just lost at home to the Houston Rockets 101-99. Prior to that, they beat the Hawks 122-121, lost on the road to the Hornets on a tip-in buzzer beater by Brandon Miller. Before that, though, they had beat Brooklyn, beat the Lakers. I was liking what I was seeing from the Pistons. Hey, like I said a second ago, the Heat won the earlier matchup this season, so y'all know what that sets up. And the Pistons are coming off a loss, so it sets up the bounce-back game at home. That also happens to be a revenge game, one of my favorite spots in the NBA. The in-season tournament was also built and, is also made for teams like Detroit. Teams that are not, and we know are not going to have huge playoff success, maybe not even make the playoffs, but in an in-season tournament style setting, early in the season when they are playing good basketball, hey, I think we come out and see them hoop, especially at home, special court. Their fans should be up for this one. Should be a packed arena. I like the Pistons in this one tonight. I do. I don't trust Miami laying points on the road as a road dog. We love Miami here on the jam session, but expecting them to win on the road, laying points with them on the road, we cannot do. So I like what I'm seeing from Detroit right now. Don't want to overcomplicate it. I think they keep it rolling, man. I'm on the Pistons outright. Money line. Plus money. Here in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Orlando where the Magic are 7.5-point home favorites over the Charlotte Hornets. Total 213.5. Hey, I'm on Orlando. I'm laying the points with these boys at home, at the crib. We love betting Orlando in Orlando, especially as favorites. Last year when they were favored at home, they were 22-6 against the number. 22-6 against the number at home, at the crib, or the Orlando Magic. Since returning home off the bad road trip, they were bad on the road. They had got beaten up on the road by Dallas, by OKC, by Indiana. Not surprised, though. We had talked extensively on why we thought that was going to happen. We had bet against them on the road. They're not a great road team. And then they were going up against three offensive juggernauts. They were just coming off missing their best player, Paolo Banchero, who is still out. So they still needed that adjustment period. That road trip was terrible for them. But their last two games, they came back home where they are dominant. And they dominated both of those opponents. Took the New Orleans Pelicans behind the woodshed, 115-88, and did the exact same thing to the Washington Wizards, 121-94. I think the Hornets are just next in line for that. I think the Magic match up really well with Charlotte. The Magic, really good defensive team. We question their offense at times, especially now missing Paolo Banchero, but what I've seen from them in their last two games, I'm okay. I can trust their offense. And the way Charlotte plays defense, I'm okay here with laying points with Orlando. We trust them at home, at the crib. Charlotte, I do like Charlotte. We have bet Charlotte in certain spots and situations. I really have nothing negative to say about Charlotte. It's more a play on Orlando than it is a fade of the Hornets. When I look back at a season ago, how these two teams matched up, the Hornets did win the final meeting last year. It was this year, but last season on the 5th of April. Final score was 124-115. But prior to that, Orlando had pretty much dominated the Hornets in every game. 112-92, 101-89, 130-117, 117-106. You feel me? Not overcomplicating this one, man. We trust Orlando at home. They've beaten up on back-to-back bad teams. Hornets are not a bad team, but they're not a good team either. And I think the Magic are still head and shoulders the better basketball team. I think they match up well. I think they're going to cause the Hornets real issues defensively. And I think the Magic, when this one's all said and done, get this one done at home, at the crib. Play the theme song. We're laying the points here with Orlando. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Philadelphia where the Sixers are 1.5-point home dogs with the New York Knicks rolling in total 211.5. Hey, he's back. Mama, that man is back. And his name is Joel Embiid, the former league MVP. He will be making his season debut tonight. Hey, I like the spot. I like the situation. I'm on the Sixers outright money line at home at the crib. This is a ease the fan base style situation. This is a get the season back on the right track style spot for Philadelphia. And on the flip side, the Knicks are just overrated and overvalued. I want to fade them right now. Until they wake up and show me that they're who the masses think they are, I'm going to fade them. This is a team that shouldn't be favored in this game, especially with Embiid back in the rotation for the Sixers. The Knicks, man, they've lost 3 straight road games. That's who they are. They lost 109-97 on the road to Houston, a double-digit road loss. Then they turn around, lost to the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks on the road. The number one team on the do not bet list. They lost to them. And also on the road, they got beat up on by the Indiana Pacers, 132-121. So 3 straight road games. I have not liked what I've seen from the Knicks on the road. This is a 4-5 basketball team that's laying points on the road, that's overrated, overvalued. That's the very definition of that. It's a get-right spot for Philadelphia. I know they're coming off a win, but it's a get-right, ease the fan base style game for them in-season tournament game. Joel Embiid off of suspension and injury management. Paul George is in the fold. They are still missing Maxey, but Hey, I'm on Philadelphia in this one. I want to continue to fade the overrated, overvalued New York Knicks. The Knicks are also banged up in this one. Keep an eye on their injury report. Um, you know, Tibbs loves to run, a small rotation, but they got no bench right now with the way they're banged up. Miles McBride, game time decision. Campaign, game time decision. Precious Achua out. Kevin McCullough Jr. out. Mitchell Robinson, of course, still out. Don't like the Knicks. I'm on the Sixers. Get right spot for them with the former league MVP, Joel Embiid, coming back. That's what I like here in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Milwaukee, where the Bucks are laying 7.5 points on the Toronto Raptors. Total 226.5. This one's short, sweet, and simple. The Bucks on the do not bet list. They're also tremendously banged up. No way in hell I'm laying 7.5 points with them. This is a 2-9 basketball team. This is a team that's 3-8 against the number. Not laying points with them. The Raptors, they are a bad basketball team too. They're 2-9 straight up as well. But they're 8-3 against the number. They've been a money-making team. I don't care about the straight-up number for the Raptors. I care about the ATS numbers. Do they cover? And yes, they do. And I think they'll cover in this game tonight. To be honest, I think they have a legitimate shot to win this game outright. You might want to sprinkle a little bit on Raptors' money line. Let's talk injury report, man. First, the injury report for Milwaukee is disgusting. Damian Lillard, out. Giannis Antetokounmpo right now, game time decision. Gary Trent Jr., game time decision, and Chris Middleton still out. For the Toronto Raptors, Emmanuel Quickley, game time decision. Garrett Temple, game time decision. Scotty Barnes, Bruce Brown, they've been out, still out. I like what I'm seeing from the Raptors. I know they got taken by that shed in that last game by the Lakers, but the Lakers needed that game. That was a bounce-back game at home for the Lakers. Prior to that, though, the Raptors on the road have been doing the damn thing. This is their 5th straight road game. That does make me a little nervous, but on the flip side, that doesn't warrant laying 7.5 points with Milwaukee. Nothing warrants laying 7.5 points with Milwaukee. We have seen absolutely nothing that suggests to lay this many points with Milwaukee. Just trusting our eyes tell us that the books are crazy and there's no reason Milwaukee should be this sizable of favorites and that the Raptors have a legitimate shot to win this game outright. And it's an in-season tournament game, so the Raptors might be a little extrally motivated. I'm on Toronto in this one. A money-making team thus far this season. Fading an overrated, overvalued, terrible money-making team. Terrible straight-up team in Milwaukee that may be heading for a blow-up sooner rather than later. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Utah, where the Jazz are 3.5-point home dogs with the Phoenix Suns rolling in total 227.5. The Utah Jazz are on the do not bet list. The do not bet list goes like this: Atlanta, New Orleans, Milwaukee, Utah. Utah, I'm betting on you boys tonight. Here's your chance and opportunity to come off of the do not bet list. I love betting Utah in Utah. We put Utah on the do not bet list in the first place because A, they were banged up and they just weren't playing well in their spots and situations early in the season. But recently, they've gotten healthy, marking back in the fold. They've won 2 of their last 3 games, and I like what I'm seeing from these boys. They went out, beat the Bulls 135-126, and they beat the Spurs on the road in their last game 111-110. The Jazz are not a great road team, but to do that on the road in that style game, I feel like I can trust them at home at the crib. This is their style spot. It's also a bad spot for Phoenix coming into this one off of an extended home trip. They just played, 5 of their last 6 games at home in Phoenix. They're banged up, missing their best player in Kevin Durant. They're coming off a loss where they just lost to Sacramento at home in overtime. I like what I'm seeing from Phoenix. Phoenix is a good team, but I'm telling you right here, right now, the world will be betting Phoenix today. Deservingly so, though. Phoenix is the better basketball team, and they have been hooping this season. But I think what a lot of people are overlooking is that Phoenix has played competitive after competitive after competitive after competitive game this season. All their games are super tight. And I think this one is going to be the exact same thing, and that's not the style game you want to be playing on the road in Utah. We trust Utah at home at the crib. We bet Utah and made a good amount of money the last couple seasons with Utah in Utah. Here's their chance to come off the do not bet list. I'm on the Jazz plus the points and outright on the money line. Fading Phoenix, fading the world. here in this one. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up. We got the game I'm most excited for today, man. We got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. Warriors, 2.5-point home favorites in this one. This is Klay Thompson's triumphant return to Golden State. The first time he will be facing his old team that he won some rings with. You know, that he was a part of the Splash Brothers with. Hey, we heard Draymond on the podcast this week talking about he going to run through Klay Thompson, Kobe, Paul Gasol style. I'm excited for this game tonight, man. In-season tournament game. It's going to be one of them ones. TNT game. It's going to be one of them ones tonight, man. It's going to be one of them ones. I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, outright money line. Short, sweet, simple. I'm not even finna sugarcoat it for y'all. I'm not telling y'all to bet the Mavs. I'm telling you I'm betting the Mavs. Hey, first off, I trust the Mavs on the road. Remember, they were the number one road ATS team in the league last year. There was no team you made more money with on the road than Dallas. 34-18-1 against the number last year. They covered in 65% of their road games. The number 2 road team was the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors were 27-15 on the road against the spread. Golden State was not a great home ATS team last year. Hey, in a game like this, man, I think we're getting the better team at plus money. I know the Warriors have played the better basketball to start the season, but that doesn't mean they're the better basketball team. I still believe the Mavs are the team that was in the Western Conference Finals a season ago. Injury report-wise, Luka is on there, Lively's on there, and PJ's on there. They're all game-time decision, so the news hasn't broke yet. I'm here to tell you Luka is playing tonight. I'm expecting Lively to play tonight. Washington, I think the book really is still out on him, but Luka will be in this game tonight. I think the Mavs show up and back up their guy, Klay Thompson. Short, sweet, simple. I think we're getting a better team at plus money. Don't trust the Warriors as home favorites. I love betting the Mavs on the road. They were extremely profitable on the road a season ago. I'm attacking the plus money with the better team. That's how I see it. If you don't want to bet the Mavs tonight, don't bet the Mavs. Don't bet them. I'm telling you what I'm betting. And personally, I got a lot riding on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, tonight. Last and final game of the night. We're in Portland, where the Trailblazers are 7.5-point home dogs with the Minnesota Timberwolves rolling in total to 18.5. In all honesty, this is probably my least favorite game of the night. I just don't trust Minnesota as extended favorites. I have a nickname for them. Y'all know if you're an OG here, the House of Disappointment. They're not a great ATS team. 4-6 against the number right now this season. Portland 5-5-1. These two teams have matched up already once this season. It was in Minnesota, and the Timberwolves did take them behind that shed, 127-102. And Minnesota's coming off a loss in this one. They just lost at home to Miami. So in theory, you know, some people would say that the Timberwolves are going to be mad in this game. And with it being an in-season tournament game, they should lock in and win it. I do think they lock in and win it, but I still don't feel comfortable laying the points. I'm on Portland plus the points in this one. I'm just playing the spot, playing the situation. Portland lost their last game at home decisively to the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis came in there and took them behind the shed, 134-89. And we just talked about how Minnesota took them behind the shed earlier this season, 127-102. But it just sets up one of our favorite spots and situations. We've been talking about it all day here on this show. The bounce back game at home, that also sets up to be a revenge game. Teams love hooping in that spot and situation. They love doing it. It was one of our most profitable spots a season ago. Got to trust the spot. Got to trust the situation. I'm on Portland in this one. I don't trust Minnesota as extensive favorites. They are the better basketball team. They should win the game. But they probably win it by like 5 or 6, and Portland gets the cover. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. In-season tournament day 1. Let's do what we do, man. Let's kick the crap out of the books. Let's make some money tonight. Of course, I got a top play for you, ladies and gentlemen, over at the site. We've hit 4 in a row. We've hit 6 of 7. Hey, and we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. You can scoop it up over at Pickdawgz Premium. There's a link for that in the description below. Of course, I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. Follow me at ParlayGuyJ. There's a link for that in the description as well. That's it, man. Let's do it. Let's do what we do. Let's make some money tonight. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.